We've been asked a lot about removing the primary catalytic converters from the Aston Martin V12 engine and our opinion on why you ought to do it. So we're just doing a very short clip just to sort of discuss about our opinions and about what we've experienced over the years. So the first question is, why would you want to remove the catalytic converters? There's a lot of chat about the fact that the catalytic converters might break up and they might get sucked back into the engine, and of course that would cause a catastrophic engine failure. What's the likelihood of that? So for us, in our experience, if I said to you over the last 15 years that we've bought and sold 3,500 Aston Martins with V12 engines, how many of those engines have had catalytic converter problems? Zero, none. We've never ever had a problem with this. It's not to say that it can't happen, but just for us, it's never happened. So the question is, why do you want to do this modification? Modifying these cars going forward is going to become something that I think will damage the value of them. And this is, again, my opinion. We know that as these cars become classic under the Aston Martin Heritage banner, that originality is key to the future values of the cars. We know that from the Aston Martin classics of the DB5s and 6s that I'm staring at. So you've really got to have good reason to want to do it. And I want to make sure that consumers are getting the correct advice about why they should consider this. It's a very expensive procedure to do. And if you've got to remove the cats, you're into modifying ECUs, check engine lights, the yellow emissions service light might not work in the same way that it previously did. It's very complicated. On our website, I've written a little piece about it. Take time just to read through it, and it'll explain things in a bit more detail. But essentially, I want you to think very, very carefully about why you'd consider removing the cats. I think that if there was a problem with them, I think that the manufacturer would have dealt with it a long, long time ago. So if your car's got a misfire, for example, a misfire can be damaging. So common sense, if you think your car's got a misfire, don't drive it. You just shouldn't do it. The fuel air mix needs to be right, and if it's not right, yes, it could cause damage to your catalytic converters. There's no doubt about that. But if you're considering removing the cats for another reason, maybe for a performance upgrade, then absolutely fine, your call. But don't forget about the value of the catalytic converters. Just to do this video, we found a company that would buy the 4 primary cats, £100 each. So there's £400 of value there for those catalytic converters. The precious metals, people want them for recycling, so there's lots of things to consider there. So if you want to go ahead and do something like that, I just want to make sure that you're thinking about it correctly. It is an expensive thing to do, and for me, these cars going forward, originality is key. I think that's where the values will be. There we go.